Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy, RV extraordinaire, coming to you from Beckley's Camping Center today. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the all brand new 2020 Imagine by Grand Design. It is a 2800 BH. Quite a few changes that they've done. And you know, give me your feedback. Let me know what you're thinking about the new colors, the little subtle changes that they've done. And that way the Grand Design people, they're going to see what you're thinking. And let us know also if there's some other things that you'd like to see this camper have, or maybe things that they should do away with. And by something else, if you call, if you email, or if you stop by Beckley's Camping Center, be sure that you ask for Paul, the Air Force guy. But let's get on to this video. So let me just give you a look and see what it's like with the slide out in. So as you can see, you can get in through the kitchen area. Just not going to be able to get into the bedroom. I do not recommend, while this slide is in, for you to be jumping on the sofa, sitting on the dinette and everything. Wait till it's out, because this floor will start separating from the dinette and or the walls themselves. Now giving you a look, looking back towards the doorway in the bathroom. So you're going to be able to get into the bathroom. As you can see, the door does open past the slide. I know it looks rather tight when it's closing, but as you can see, plenty of room for you to open the door. Outside on the door side, nice large awning, outside stereo speakers. You also have a place that you can hook up your TV, so that you have the cable connection, 110 connection. Freshwater fill here. As I'd shown you earlier, you can fill it up while you're hooked to city water. Notice also that your kitchen is up underneath of your awning. Now your outside kitchen comprises of a 2-burner cooktop. You also have your outside refrigerator. It's 110 only. Now you do also have a 110 outlet out here, and of course you can see that it's lit in there. So that is, again, notice the door is open, held up with a magnet, but it is underneath of your awning. Now I know some of you are probably saying, you know, it doesn't have a sink, but it does have a sprayer port that's allowing you to do multiple things versus just what a sink can basically just do one thing. So with that sprayer port here, you can see with your step above steps, a nice, gives you a nice solid step going in. Now you can rinse those off before you put it in, because of the fact that you have your outside sprayer port here. Now I'd like to cover something that Grand Design does, and this doesn't matter whether you're looking at the Imagine, Transcends, Reflections, whatever you're looking at, they're using Mylar tape on different seams. And you're saying, Paul, what's the big deal with that? Let me talk to you about this. So this is the skirt here is basically for appearance. That is all for what's below the floor line. But what they're doing is, below this seal here, you see this strip right here, they are going ahead and put Mylar tape, and they wrap it up underneath of the floor. That allows for, in the event that you don't do your job resealing this area here, and the water gets in there, it is not going to get absorbed into the wall. It's going to drop straight down onto the ground. Much more beneficial. Another thing, when you're out looking at campers, something to take in mind or take into consideration, take a look at how this area is finished off. As you can see, Winnebago does, I'm sorry, they are part of Winnebago, but Grand Design does a great job. It's all sealed, as you can see. Again, they're using the Mylar tape as well as the silicone, so it's basically being double sealed for you, not allowing water penetration. Now, to show you something on a competitor's unit, you can see how you can see the interior, and what they do is they wick it. They're going to paint the wood there with a wicking compound to help keep the wood from absorbing water. But as you can notice, you don't see that on a Grand Design product. So you can see in this particular one, you can see the wood is exposed. So keep that in mind when you're considering your next RV. Take a look at the details, do make a difference. So on the front of this camper, you're going to notice you have molded fiberglass cap, LED lights in them, two 20-pound LP tanks, power tongue jack that has a light on it. Now with these also, you do have the ability to put two batteries on here to extend your boondocking experience if needed. And to help keep those charged, it's already wired and prepped for a Furrion solar charger. Now, speaking of your storage, one thing you're going to notice on the Imagine gives you the largest cargo carrying capacity. Well, I shouldn't say cargo carrying capacity, but it gives you the largest area. It's 47 cubic feet of storage. It's a drop frame. You're going to notice you have sensor lights on either side. And by the way, the LED lights switch for the front cap is right in here. So that is the interior, well, your outside storage for this Imagine 2800 bunkhouse. So as you can see, nicely tucked in here is where you can connect your cable, satellite if you wanted to. You even have a 110 outlet in here. You could use that for whatever. If you're cold, if you're camping out in the cold, you want to heat this area to keep under your bed a little bit warmer, you could do that. As you can see the framing. And by the way, take a look at this area when you're looking at the competition or you're looking at your next camper. Take a look and see the difference. I mean, this is substantial support that they're giving you for the bed and your cabinet storage in the bedroom area. Now in this area, this is where you're going to have your outside shower, so you're going to use the same sprayer hose, as you can see, for that sprayer port I'm going to show you on the other side as well as right here. Outside, this is where you hook up your city water, but see, as it's turned for freshwater fill. When you're on city water, you turn it there. If you ever are in your camper and for some reason you filled your freshwater tank, but you're using city water and you have it turned to your fresh tank fill, the pressure will be greatly reduced. It's not going to flow properly. So make sure that you turn it back down to city water when you're connected to the hose. Even if you're using your water pump and you have it on fresh tank fill, it will reduce the pressure of the water. Another thing you're going to notice in here is your battery disconnect. That's great for when you're not using it, so that way you're not having the battery discharging while you don't have it plugged in or you're not using it. Now I know you're probably saying, Paul, how do you get the hose up through here? What you have is right here, you're able to bring up your water hose or your cable connection coming up through there. Something I highly recommend you do for that, put some brass wool in there to keep the critters from coming up into your camper. Now, just to give you an idea of the weight on this is 7,995 pounds is the gross vehicle weight rating, assuming that you have 1,291 pounds of cargo. Slide out mechanism is going to be your rack and pinion. It's a proven, it's a little heavier than the Swintech, but it's a proven slide mechanism. And you just want to make sure that you keep these rails lubed. I recommend you use a dry lube, and basically you need two people to do that. I'd recommend have somebody spraying it up in the gears as it's going in. As you can see right there, have somebody spraying it there while somebody's moving the camper, the slide out in, and then do the same thing for the rear. So this is showing you how they get that additional storage. See, it's a drop frame for that front storage area, but notice it is an enclosed, what they consider enclosed and a heated underbelly. Now right up here forward of the slide, you do have a gray tank pull. This is for the kitchen gray tank. It is going to be coming out, it's going to go towards the back, so you're going to actually have two different gray tanks. So back on the off-door side corner, you're going to notice that there is a light. By the way, this is also where you're going to be connecting your 50 amp connection. And now, right now, I have this thing plugged in using a 50 to 30 adapter. So this thing is wired and framed for a second AC. but you can pare it down to a 30 amp, even down to 15 amp if you need to at the house. But back to what I was talking about here as far as your dumping. Everything is going to come out of one pipe. So you have your black tank over here. Right next to it, those are your low point drains, the blue and red hoses you see. And then you have the gray tank pull for your rear tank right here. Everything comes out one location, making it very nice. Now they put this nice bright LED light back here for you. I mean, I know you're not going to get out there camping when it's dark out, but in the event you ever did, it's there for you. Now, you've just dumped your black tank and you wonder, how the heck am I going to rinse out the black tank? Well, here you go. Black tank rinse. This is hooked right into your black tank. Bring a separate garden hose with you, and you're able to rinse out the black tank, keeping it clean. Makes it much nicer when you have it this way. You're not having to drag a hose in and shove it down the toilet. So that's all right back here where you're going to be dumping. Now you're going to have 4 stabilizer jacks, 1 on each corner. Nice thing with that is you can get yourself a 3/4 inch socket. You can run those down, but I like the manual stabilizers over the electric personally. I just think that the manual ones, you can put a little bit more weight on them, and that keeps your camper much more stable. Now for those of you that may be having issues, you put down your stabilizers but you feel like you're still getting some movement, make sure you check to see if you've chalked your tires properly. And I'll link down a video down below that I kind of go into detail a little bit more about chalking your tires to make sure you get the most out of that. Now on the back, you're going to notice you have a bumper. Does have the spare tire attached to it. A lot of people, they like storing their black tank, their black hose in the bumper, and it has rubber caps that go on here. Keep in mind, because you're pulling those rubber things on and off so much, you're going to run the risk of having one of those pop off as you're driving down the road. So what I'd recommend you do is drill yourself a hole through the top and the bottom and run a pin down inside of here to keep this thing from popping off. Now on the back, on this particular one, because you have the bunk beds, this is where your water heater is going to be located. Now this is the Atwood water heater. I'll link a video down below also on how to properly utilize that particular system, because that gives you up almost 18 gallons of hot water an hour. Also on the rear, you're going to notice you have a ladder so you can get up on the roof. I'm going to get up there and show you a couple things here in a moment. But you also have a wired frame for a Furrion rear observation camera. Do not confuse that with a backup camera. A backup camera will only give you lets you see behind you when you're backing up. The Furrion rear observation camera allows you to see behind you even when you're moving forward, or all the time basically that you have your camera on in your vehicle. So just keep that in mind. You must have your lights on for that thing to be powered, because it is into your running lights. So keep that in mind as well. I know you might be saying, Paul, why do I need to get up on a roof? Well, you need to get up on your roof before you put your slide out in. If you do not have a slide topper, you should come up here and check the top of your slide out to ensure that it is clear of any debris. But you're also going to be up here checking to make sure that your sealants, everywhere there's something put up on the top, you have the front seal, you have it all the way around all these other items on your rooftop, you want to make sure that you check and reseal as needed every 90 days, regardless of what type of RV you have. Now this has the Winegard Air 360, going to give you a great reception, HD reception for your television and viewing pleasure. So as you can see, there's plenty of space up here if you want to get up here and do some sunbathing, lounging around. Maybe you're at an event and you want to go ahead and take in the scenery, or be able to see what's going on at your event. As you can see, look at the views that you get from being up on top of the camper. So now you can see what it looks like with the slide out. Gives you a lot of room here, looking towards the back. So as you come in the door, they've kind of changed things up a bit. Again, this is a 2020, but your convenience center is in the same spot. Something they changed was they put a door here now for your storage, so now you can keep it covered up. They kind of changed your the coat hangers that are here. These are a great little addition for you if you want to go ahead and have them put their cell phones there. Great little hanger for those as well. And then of course down below, a little area for you to kick off your shoes. So that is right here as you're coming in the door. Now I know there's some people that say, Paul, that light coming in through the door is just irritating. Now they do make shades that'll fit in there, or you can even Velcro, like they have things that'll Velcro right over top of that window, so in the daylight you're not getting any light coming through there. Now the nice thing of the convenience center being right here is the fact that it makes it very easy for you to see it. Notice the ceiling light as you come in, so if you didn't have lights on, you're going to be able to see where you can turn on the lights on the inside. That's right here in the living area. But your exterior light, which is going to be your LED light strip underneath of the awning, water pump, both the gas and electric side of your water heater, slide, and the awning. All that control is right there. Now, something else you could do if you wanted to, there is a motion sensor lighting as you come in the door. And all you need to do is switch that. You can have it on, you can have it off, or you can have it set for motion. So it'll come on and off. And that way there you don't have light against that window for your door when it's dark out and having the bugs attracted to it. Now the bunk beds back here, the nice thing about the bunk beds is that you have individual curtains. Notice how it is a fixed ladder, so you don't have that ladder sitting out on the corner in the way of the bathroom door. And those are good oversized bunks. You're going to have the pull down MCD roller shades, as well as you have ventilated windows, so if you need it for ventilation you can do that. On each of the beds, you're also going to have a little USB ports for charging cell phones, iPads, things of that nature. And they have their individual lights. Now, for additional storage on the inside, if you wanted to, you see this bottom bed folds up, and then look at all that room you have. So if you have taller items you're bringing camping with you, you can slide them right in there. Just be careful. Understand that if you're stepping on the brake, things could slide forward, so you might want to figure out a way to secure them to keep them from moving. Now, for you to go ahead and bring this mattress back down, all you do is you're just going to pull down on this part here, and you can see it very easily get your bed ready to use. So in your slide out, as you can see, you have both your U-shaped dinette as well as a sofa bed. There is an option to have theater seating if you wanted to, but this particular one has a sofa bed. Nice thing with that is you can open that up and it makes a nice sleeper sofa for up to 2 adults. Now what I really like about this dinette is the fact it's U-shaped, number one, but number two, the way that they put that inner seat. So this breaks down so you can make it a full bed if you wanted to. Nice bed. It's almost 6 feet across and then about 42 inches in width. But the cool thing is, let me show you what you can do with that piece that's right back in the back. So now what you're able to do is you're able to take that one piece and put it out here. The great thing about that, now instead of, by the way, this just slides off of here and then there's storage up underneath. But now instead of pinning somebody back behind the table, now they can sit out here. Now you're not blocking them in. But the other nice thing is, let's say you got 4 people here, you want to watch a movie. You're able to just slide back in here, and this is very comfortable because you got a little cushion on your back. You're able to keep your beverage, your snacks right on the table as you're watching TV. Makes a great way for you to have a family entertainment evening. The other nice thing and versatile thing that you could do with this, so you can move it right out in front of the sofa. That could be your coffee table, that could be your footrest. Now, something else I wanted to point out is, notice how we have the plaid design there, And then on this particular one, you have it just the regular vinyl, if you will say. You can actually decide which way you want to put these. So you can make it where it's plaid. And this is just on the ends. It's not going to be on the ones on the back. But on the ends, you could decide if you want to keep it plain or if you want to add some pizzazz to it. Now for 2020, this is what else has changed for the 2800 BH. Imagine is you can see that last year's model, or the last couple years models, you had a removable shelf so you can actually hang more items in there. Now they've made it to where you have more storage, and they've made it so that your breakers and fuses box is hidden, so it's out of sight, out of mind when you close the door. So what are you thinking about the new colors, the new designs? You liking it? So right below the TV this is where your AM/FM CD stereo is. Nice thing with that is where it's located, it's behind the glass door, so it's out of sight, out of mind too. Kind of can't see it, but the cool thing about what they did with this is in here, you have a 110 outlet here, and you're able to plug in if you had your iPad, you had some other piece of equipment that you were setting in here, you could plug it into the USB, so you're going to watch movies on your TV through the stereo, which then allows you to hear it through the stereo speakers. So I think it makes it very nice for you and gives you some other options. So the stereo is your AM/FM, CD stereo, DVD player, and it's also Bluetooth. So a number of different ways you'd use this, inside and outside stereo speakers, and you can adjust the volume accordingly. Whereas stereos prior to, years ago, you might have seen where you had the same volume outside as you did inside. Nice 32-inch TV, and that's directly across from, as you can see, your sofa and the dinette area. Now you can pull that out to swivel it if you wanted to. I don't know that you're going to be able to swivel it enough to make it where it will swivel enough for the bunk beds, people in the bunk beds, to be able to see it though. Now this has the Coleman Mach air conditioning system in it. This is a lot quieter than a lot of other air conditioners. I know a lot of people look at this and they're seeing that the sofa is there and then the air conditioner is right in front of the TV. That is going to be really noisy. I'm going to go ahead and turn on, I can turn on just some, the fan. I'm going to put it on high, but it is not very, very loud compared to other manufacturers that might put something else in here. So that fan is loud. That's pretty much about as loud as it's going to get. Actually, to close that off, it's a little bit quieter. But now I'm holding the camera right up to the air conditioner. And that is as loud as it gets in here. Now that is controlled right here by your Airxcel thermostat. I'll put a video down below that walks you through how to properly utilize that as well. So that is located right on the bedroom door wall. Now if you did get a second AC, because it is wired and framed for that, then they will be placing another thermostat on the wall on this side by the switch. Now for the 2020 model, they've also upgraded, as you can see, your dog bowl. So you can actually put something else towards the back, maybe some goodies or just a toy or something along those lines. So that is in the bottom drawer. But then in the next drawer, guess what you have here? You know, you can put toys in here, bottles of wine, whatever, but it gives you a great way of putting something in these drawers and keeping them from rolling around. So your refrigerator freezer, good size one. By the way, I'll have all the specifications and pricing down below for these. So this is your refrigerator freezer, and that's all controlled behind the freezer door. Now these have the handles, which are a little bit different than what you have seen before. So that is your refrigerator freezer. Look what they've done with the pots and pans drawer. They've made that thing much larger. That way you could put them in here. Notice they put the pegboard down in there, so you're able to put pots and pans in there and keep them from moving around. So that's right below your oven. Then the other thing you have is you have 2 full extension drawer above that for additional silverware and things that you need in the kitchen. Below your sink, I think they wall that off pretty nice, give you some good storage. And then what I really like about what Grand Design does is notice how they put the sticker right here, talking about normal operation as well as winterization. They're talking about the valves that are going to be on the back of the water heater, which the water heater, remember I told you, is going to be up underneath your bunk bed back there, so you'll need to go ahead and remove the mattress from the bottom bunk to get to the back of that water heater. Now this has the Furrion oven. Nice thing with the Furrion oven, if you turn the light on, as you can see, it lights up these are in blue all the way across, but that also gives you a way that you can see into your oven so that when you're cooking, just like residential, you can see what's cooking in here. Now, I think what you're really going to like about the fact of this Furrion oven is that this sparker here, not only does it light the 3 burners on the cooktop, but it also will light your oven. No more having to get down on your hands and knees to light that burner. No more having to get down on your hands and knees to light that pilot light for the oven. And you have some good counter space here. And notice how you have also your countertop extension where you're going to need it, which is right next to the sink. And more importantly, the fact that you have the GFI protected 110 outlets down low, so you can actually plug in your toaster oven, your coffee maker and such. Makes it very easy. And what do you think of the backsplash? Matching the countertop gives it a nice little touch. So you have nice good storage up above here. See, it goes all the way back on this side here, and then this side is going to stop right at the cabinet. But that is your cabinets up above your kitchen countertop. Now for above your cooktop, of course, you have the nice high vent fan. Now the nice thing is with this also, you have the window right here, MCD roller shade, which makes it nice. See, it's a slow rise. But now you're cooking, you're going to have your vent fan here that you can turn on, right? That'll go to the outside. Make sure you open up the vent on the outside, but you also have a vent right above here, and this is one of the smaller vent fans. Benefit of this vent fan over a power vent fan is you do not have to open a window to use it. So if it was real hot outside, but you want to just exhaust the gases, you know, whatever fumes or whatever coming off of your cooktop, you have the fan here as well as up here, and you're not going to be pulling the warm air or the cold air in while you're doing so. Now, if you want to be able to use this fan in the rain, recommendation is put a MaxxAir vent cover on top of it so that you can use it. So you have one there as well as in the bathroom. Now, something else people really like about the way that Grand Design does things is take a look at how wide this doorway is going into the bedroom. That's just a little bit over 34 inches wide. Now, that's also coming into the bedroom here. This is going to be a residential queen, meaning it's 60 by 80. Benefit to you there, you could use your linens and your sheets, and so all your stuff that you're using on a home queen bed, you can go ahead and use here, and it's actually going to fit. So that's a major benefit. Now, the little lights you see on the back, the headboard for the bed here, you see one to my left is blue, the other one's white. You actually, all you're going to do on these light switches is the first time that you touch it, it turns blue. Push it again, now you have a reading light. So you can do it, and then you shut it off, third one. So that's back on the headboard itself. Nice storage up underneath the bed. Cool thing about this is that it gets up high enough out of the way where you don't have to get on your hands and knees to reach down and get the stuff out of there. Looking to the left side of the bed, you're going to have a 110 outlet with a USB, And then on the door side, over here, you're just going to have a 110 outlet. Now for 2020, they changed it up a little bit. Your, I guess, clothes hanging closet is not as tall. However, what they did was, instead of just having one drawer, now you have two drawers, and that's going to be on either side. And then, of course, above your bed, you're going to have additional storage, and you can actually shut the door. Notice it's lifting up. It's not pulling to the side, making it easier for you to put things in and take things out. Now, for those of you that might have younger children, you're out camping, and maybe you want to spend some adult time, but it's bedtime for the children. What you're going to like about this camper is now you can put the children to bed. You can come on in here to the bedroom, and you can see that you have a nice pocket door. You're able to take this pocket door, just unlock it here, and you're able to close it. And of course, tell the kids good night, right? And then guess what? You have a nice little door for you to get outside to enjoy the campfire. Now, if you want to enjoy some TV in the bedroom, there is a TV backer in the wall, and you can put that on a swivel. And make sure you have them checked to see what size TV that you can put in here, because you got to keep in mind you only have, the height is going to be the issue for something like that. And make sure that you have something to strap it back or snap back in place for when you're driving down the road, so it's not flapping as you're driving. Now, there is something in the Grand Design trailers that they're missing. And I don't know if you've noticed it missing anything. And what they're missing, and this is a benefit that they're missing this, by the way, is you're missing any heat ducts that are on the floor. Because what do? Heat ducts are just a way for you to go ahead and get debris, popcorn kernels, and dog hairs, whatever, down inside. What they're doing is they're putting the vents on the walls, as you can see, so that now the heat is blowing across the trailer. So they have in different locations, as well as the bathroom. It is also heating the underbelly. So this would be considered a 4-season camper. Now, something I did not point out earlier were the outlets for when you're, utilizing your sofa or dinette. As you can see, you have an outlet there on the end, on the wall there, and then for your dinette, you're also going to have an outlet down underneath. So that if you need 110 power, you do have that. Now, additional storage is going to be underneath both of your dinettes, as you can see. Goes all the way back, so that's going to be under both. Now, you can get to it from there, or if you wanted to, you could lift the cushions up to access that storage area. Now, you might ask, well, Paul, how do you put this table down? Well, first of all, I would tell you to pull it out of there. Now, underneath the table, I'm just going to lift this up a little bit. Right here, there's a little yellow button if you want. You're just going to pull that back, that unlocks it. And the best way to do it is to step on the legs, and it's just going to fold on down. That way you're able to go ahead and put it inside there, put the cushions down, and you've got a nice big bed. To put it back up, a little bit more difficult putting it back up. And what you want to do is, I tell you to put your feet on both of the legs on the bottom there, and then push forward, and you can see that it rotates right back up. Make sure that this thing did lock back in place, and it's not going to go anywhere. Just put it back in place, and you're good to go. It's that simple. Now, be sure that whoever's doing the show through with you shows you how to use these two straps to secure the table for travel. Very important, otherwise you could have it bouncing out, hitting your counter, damaging some things. So make sure you understand how to secure your table for travel. So you have company, you need to go ahead and make the sofa into a bed. All you're going to do, by the way, these are Velcroed right on the back. Take the back cushions off. You can put these back in place after the bed is made if they want to kind of relax and maybe watch some TV, since it is directly across there. So next what you're going to do is you're going to lift on the bottom of this cushion, the front cushions here, and then it has legs underneath either side. Just open those legs, that sits down, and then let me get this cushion out of the way because you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing here now, will you? So let me get those out of the way there. Then all you're going to do is the back cushion that was back against the wall that had the Velcro on it, you're going to put that down in place and it's ready to use. That simple. So I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like here. Now what they've done also for you is there is a 110 outlet back here. It's back against the wall right there. Nice thing with that being there, if in fact you wanted to get yourself an air mattress, you can put an air mattress that plugs into the wall right there, or you drop an extension cord for when you're sitting and so forth. But that is what's there. Now when you're putting this back up, I just want to show you something. So when you lift this part and it goes back against the wall, here's the Velcro I was talking about. This looks like a ton of space in here. However, this part here is actually going down in there. So as it folds up, this part is going to go down in that area. That area is about 9 inches deep. However, once you fold everything in there, you're going to have about 4 to 5 inches of room. As you can see, I'm just doing this one-handed here. See how it's folding down inside of there here. So it gives you about 4 to 5 inches of storage down below there. So, you know, you put a couple pillows, maybe a blanket that you're using for your bed during the day, during the evening. Now, instead of having that white plastic cutting board for your sink, now they're giving you kind of like a cutting board drain type thing, so you can set your vegetables on there, cut them, and be rinsing them at the same time. Goes across the whole sink there. Looking in the bathroom, plenty of room in front of the toilet. And by the way, that is a porcelain toilet. Foot pedal, so you're not having to reach over the toilet to flush it. And then notice you have little cubbies back behind it. Put your shampoos, your towels, and so forth. And then a nice shower. Good counter space. Now I know that's kind of a tiny sink, but at least you can still bend over that sink without hitting your medicine cabinet. In so many that is the case there. As you see, then you have some storage in here. It is a corner cabinet, 110 GFI outlet, and then you have your switch for your light, as well as that is a button for the fan in the roof as well. So that is all right here in the bathroom. Now some of you are probably going to appreciate the fact that you actually have a window here in the bathroom. And the windows are heavily tinted, so it's not like you're going to be able to see through them very clearly. And of course you do have the MCD roller shade. So as I mentioned, you have the fan in the roof, but notice you have the AC duct, and there's also a heat duct in here for making sure that you have heat during when you're running your heat. And so the heater is right down. It's going to be down underneath of the shower stall. Nice thing with that is that's keeping that warm as well from the heat radiating off it as you're using your heater. Something that's surely missing in a lot of campers is a towel holder. This one's actually attached to your door. Now let me show you what that shower basically looks like when you actually have a human in it. One second. So now I had some people ask me to go ahead and stand in the shower to kind of give them an idea of how big the shower actually is. Now in the specifications it listed as a 30 by 36 shower, but people want to kind of get an idea. So give you an idea, I'm 5'8", a little bit taller with my hat, a little bit wider with my jacket, but getting in here you can see plenty of room. Of course you have the skylight, which you saw when I was on the roof, giving you tons of room here. Now keep in mind with this door here, it is spring loaded. So make sure that when you have it and you have it open here, when you go to release the lock on it, make sure you're holding, otherwise it will slam back. Now I know there's some people that don't particularly care for this. Not a big deal as far as I'm concerned. Plenty of room for you to go ahead and put a shower curtain rod and then just get a regular shower curtain and put it on in here. That would suffice just as well for you, for those of you that may not like this particular shower door. So this is what the shower looks like as far as from height and width and so forth. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the all brand new 2020 Imagine 2800 BH by Grand Design. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you're liking what you're seeing. If there's something else that you would like me to explain to you, maybe in more detail on this particular trailer or something else, by all means reach out to me. Do check out, I do have a number of how-to videos on my channel. Be sure to check those out. And as always, I do appreciate you watching, and I'll be coming back at you again soon. Take care.